Number 1, would you welcome all the way from the East Coast? Would you give this man a big welcome? He's up in the top 30. It's Ian Kirkpatrick from Gisborne, ladies and gentlemen. He comes from Gizzy. Woohoo!
Ngāti Porou country. Ladies and gentlemen from Te Waiponamu, Darren Ford.
Ooh.
South Islander. Where's Lawnville?
Way down there somewhere.
Has that got something to do with Bonanza?
You mean he's got a gun? Well, he's got 2 of them there. On stand number 2, ladies and gentlemen, the Wanganui River Rat. It's the man usually on a Harley, Jerome McRae. Look at him. He's well pumped up.
Give this man a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. The current world champion from Waipawa, Central Hawkesbury, Cam Ferguson.
From the Cook Islands, it's good to see him back.
Go.
Noel Gardner is here on stand number 3. Give him a warm welcome here to Masterton. It's good to see the Cook Islanders here.
6'4", ladies and gentlemen, and still growing. The man, here he is from Ruawai, Roland Smith, ladies and gentlemen. The form horse for the TAB.
He is indeed, yes.
He's the form horse.
Well, of course, they still have to get out of this 30, Coro, and into that top 12. And it's a big step in it. It's a hard step, a very hard step.
Well,
those sponsors look as though they're having a good time. I hope they are. They treat us well. It's up to us to treat them well tonight.
Well, we got Wairarapa Moana who sponsor. And don't forget to fill out those ACC cards. They're on.
Yep.
Just put your name and address. I don't want the girls to give the paper to the guy sitting at the other table. Don't you do that, girls. You leave it on the table and then somebody will go around with a box and pick it up and then we're going to make a draw. ACC have got a special prize.
I see there was a noisy table just over there and it's the Farmlands crew. Right, they sponsored all the pressing here the other day. Fantastic, Alan D and his crew. Good on you, Alan. Great to have you back, and ladies and gentlemen, you should come and see the pressing. I know it's on the early part of the program, but it's fantastic, isn't it?
We got Donald Trump here.
Who?
Donald Trump.
Who's he?
We won't say.
Oh, you mean that fellow from America? Okay.
Hello.
He wouldn't cut it out here. He wouldn't cut it out here amongst these
all the folks that are working in the pens. We have the Taratahi team here. Welcome along, you Taratahi folk. They're the ones that train future leaders.
Fantastic work they do up there in the pens. Okay, we're getting ready for heat number 5, and it looks like Noel Gardner, no, Roland Smith said, I just don't want that one. It's not good enough. It hasn't really come up to scratch. So this is heat 5, ladies and gentlemen, the last of our top 30 here in 2012 at the Golden Shears. And of course from here it's down to 12. So this is the last chance for anyone to get into that top 12, the semi-finals we call them. And of course to get out of this 30 you have to be right on top of your game, and as you've seen so far, speed is certainly important, but quality on the board. No second cuts, quality out the back, no wool left on, no cuts made to the skin is just as important as the speed. And of course to our industry and our country, for our exports, it's very, very important indeed. We're just waiting for that referee to come back. There he is, Mr. Graham McNay, making sure it's all set. And of course he has the last say, and he won't give us the fingers up until he comes right back to the board. Okay, Graham. All right, shearers on the board, please. Timekeepers ready. Judges ready, competitors, get set, go. This will be helter-skelter, you can bet your life. We've got some rippers in here, and where's it going to come from? Ian Kirkpatrick from Gisborne on stand number 1. Jerome McRae, we know he can rip the wool off this boy. Into the first hind leg and over the tail, but Noel Gardner from the Cook Islands with the big shoulders. Oh, Roland Smith from Ruawai on stand 4, just back off the early pace. The current world champion Cam Ferguson from Waipawa. He's going to set the pace. He wants to set it all the way. Then we've got Darren Ford from Lawnville there on stand number 6. Corro, this is going to be one hell of a battle, I think.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we're on for it tonight. 39:41 seconds, and this man is on fire. Here he goes now. 44 seconds, and this guy says, I'm out of here. Into the belly he goes. Darren Ford sets it up. Roland Smith, but look at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not even 1 minute, and they're just about already. Johnny McBride for sheep number 2.
Ooh, here we go. Ferguson out in front. Joey McRae had a bit of a fighter that time round. He had a good shear in the elimination round. Here comes Ian Kirkpatrick, high quality shearer, and a great shed shearer all the way on stand number 1. Noel Gardner from the Cooks steps up forward now, up the neck with the pace, all coming from 5 and 4. It's Cam Ferguson there on stand 5. Down over the side of the cheek on the last side. Right behind him, 3 blows, 4 blows in it. Rolly Smith comes across the top. Down there, Darren Ford, he used to eat sheep, this fella. He eat and sleep them because he shore for years and years and had records tacked on his name like nobody else. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Here goes Ferguson, 146 gone. Right there, Rolly Smith. I think he's picked up those couple of blows. As Kirkpatrick comes down the last side. Joey McRae starting to settle into the job now. Noel Gardner's right there. Kirkpatrick. Oh, out comes sheep number 3, Phil. They're working hard. They're like Trojans.
It looks like we've got stands 4, 5 and 6 almost together, then 1, 2 and 3. It's a great battle, all right. Up the neck and into the first front shoulder, and it's Ferguson and Smith together. Not a great deal between them. Gardner takes the top knot off on 3, then on 2, Jerome McRae. Likewise, Ian Kirkpatrick from Gisborne on stand number 1. Ford gets into the first front shoulder. But it still leaves 2 on stands 4 and 5. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This is only sheep 3. They've got 5 to go, and look at the battle. The current world champion, Roland Smith, the top dog, and he puts a half a blow round Ferguson. Oh, it's all on. The big tall fella from Ruawai, up there in North Auckland, Cora, where they grow the coumaras. He's pumping it, but Ferguson won't let him get away. And here comes McRae and Gardner and Kirkpatrick, and Ford goes in. Goodness gracious.
In the pen goes Jerome McRae, followed by young Ian Kirkpatrick, probably the youngest shearer in the field. 21 years of age is Ian Kirkpatrick, but Roland Smith and Cam Ferguson have sorted themselves out. A little bit of pecking order going on here. Cam Ferguson, the current world champion, he's really out there. He's got the opportunity to defend that title. Down the last side he goes. He's picked it up. 3 minutes and 27 seconds, and Cam Ferguson. But look at that sheep that Roland's got. It's a perler. It's a humdinger as he goes down the last side. Cam Ferguson shoots in for sheep number 5, Johnny McBride.
3 blows in it as he goes down the valley. The speedster from Waipawa. He's had lamb records and all, this fella, but he's claimed to fame as a Golden Shears winner and a world champion at the moment. That's what counts for most. Up over the... Oh, a little bit of a kick. Can Rolly sense it? First off down the leg is Cam, but he's back up the neck now and round the side of the face. Here comes Rolly Smith. 2 over the top and steps up the neck. 1 and 2. Kirkpatrick and McRae. McRae changes the handpiece. They've got 8 of these woolies to shear. Darren Ford's got sheep number 5 on the board. Here comes Noel Gardner with a change of steel. But there's still Cam Ferguson turning for home. Right down over the shoulder now he blows. Choking that comb and cutter. Rolly Smith, the Ruawai kid there. He might be a Coomera cruncher from up north. But by golly, he can shear sheep along with his brothers. Down and out to the flank. He's got a very quick last side. Can he pull back Ferguson here? No, Ferguson still 3 in front at the moment. Here they go, battling it out together. 4, say 10 blows back further as Darren Ford down on the far end. Joey McRae next. No, it's Ian Kirkpatrick comes across the shoulder on the last side. Joey McRae under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Noel Gardner's drifting back a bit. But can the Cam Ferguson keep going? Sheep number 6 underway. Phil, they're going hard out, these boys. Hammonds and tongs.
Well, there's not many blows between stands 4 and 5, really. But Ferguson just trying to move out a bit with 2 sheep left in the pen. Darren Ford on 6 takes the top knot off and he's up the neck. Here's Jerome McRae on 2, and in front of him Kirkpatrick on Gisborne. Up the neck he goes. Noel Gardner on 3 from the Cook Islands, having a good shear, but he's got in a fast heat. And Ferguson gets ready for another one on stand 5, ladies and gentlemen. 2 sheep, 1 sheep left in the pen for him. Roland Smith gets ready for another one. Come on, cheer them on as they go in. There's only 1 sheep left on stands 4 and 5. Away down the belly. Can Smith close the gap on the world champion? Over the tail, and Ferguson starts to put the hammer down. Darren Ford on stand number 6 goes in. He's got number 7 on the board as well, I think, Coro. That looks to be right, and he's shearing very, very well indeed.
Oh, it's just on 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. He's halfway through sheep number 7. As it goes to time points now, this guy is actually putting the pressure on all the other ones. It's only 6.5 minutes. He's got 1 sheep left in the pen. Cam Ferguson is sucking in that air as you see him, putting a little bit of oxygen through the system. He knows how it is works, but don't discount Roland Smith. Roland knows the big stuff now. Change a handpiece for Cam Ferguson. 6 minutes and 31 seconds, Johnny McBride. This is super sheer stuff.
Oh, it's a game of tactics here. Smithy says, righto, I'm going to change the steel as well. And he goes. Down now, Ferguson, though, has got that 7 or 8 below lead now as Ford comes across the shoulder. He's got sheep number 7 almost complete. Joey McRae turns for home on stand number 2. Across the front here, on the front stand is Ian Kirkpatrick, rocking down over the shoulder. The sweat starting to glisten off these boys now as in goes the Iron Man down the far end. Darren Ford, but it's Cam Ferguson coming over the shoulder on the last side. He's 8th and final sheep. Smithy won't pick him up from here, and Ferguson, 4 blows to go. He's chewing off this last side. 1, 2, 3, bang down the polo, ladies and gentlemen. 7:21.
And Roland Smith on stand number 4 in front of him from Ruawai. Just a few more blows for him, and he'll have this 8th sheep out the portal in just 7.5 minutes. Give him a big hand as well. The young fella stands up. Down the other end on stand number 6, and it looks like the next one's going to be Darren Ford from Lawnville. Down over the last front shoulder he comes. He might go under the 8 minutes as well as he comes down that last side. Ford's the next one. Jerome McRae's closest to him on stand number 2. But the next one out is definitely Darren Ford. Give him a big hand. And Jerome McRae on stand number 2 gets ready to finish off his 8th and final sheep. Give them a huge hand. This is amazing. Ian Kirkpatrick from Gisborne has got his last few blows. He'll have his time taken as our top 30 starts to come to a close with the Cook Islands representative, Noel Gardner, back up here on the board after a few years. It's great to see him back. He's made the top 30, hoping to go a little bit further. That sheep's giving him a bit of jip, and around the long blow he comes, gets ready to come onto the last side. Golden Shears, top 30, is almost over as Gardner comes down over the last front shoulder. He'll pick up that last front leg and away down the last side with beautiful blows, great control, great calm, right out onto that back hock. Noel Gardner's going to have the last say here in 2012 for the top 30. He'll be hoping he's done enough. He's a good quality shearer, a bit of a kicker. He's got around that. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Our top 30 open shearers for 2012 as they leave the board. Well, John McBride, we couldn't have asked for better.
Certainly a great spectacle there, Phil and Koru. Awesome stuff to see those great athletes working away. We do have a notice here. Car in the car park beyond the pool with lights on. A grey Ford Laser OQ 7868. The lights are getting dim. So the car in the car park beyond the pool with lights on. A grey Ford Laser OQ 7868.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have the students from the Taratahi Ag Training Centre coming round the stadium now to collect those